let's get into some of these topics without further ado right now. First and foremost, let me get something out of the way here. Some very somber, something really dear to my heart. You know how big of an Oregon Ducks fan I am, and we got some tragic news. I haven't talked about it with you guys yet. RIP Spencer Webb, tight end for the Oregon Ducks, but more than just a tight end football player. He was a student, a son, a young man that was taken from us too soon. He actually passed away in a unfortunate diving accident out there in Oregon. He was diving off a cliff. I don't know exactly because the details haven't come out yet exactly what happened, but I think it was a cliff diving. He dove off a cliff to try to dive into the water and hit his head on a rock. And it was kind of far down and nobody could really reach him that he was with. So he ended up passing away. He could have actually accidentally fell down there. So I could be wrong. But when you hear diving accident, you always think about when people actually jump off these high places into the water, and the local areas where people say it's safe. It's always the worst outcome of somebody possibly hitting their head and passing away from taking that risk for the thrill. But hopefully, it wasn't that. I want to say, I mean, I'm hoping he, fell down here, and that unfortunately this happened. It's really sad either way. And it doesn't really matter how it happened. It happened, and it is very sad. Incredible tight end for our team was going to start this year. 22-year-old man from Sacramento out here in California. Really local, so it's kind of we saw the ripples effects throughout the team. Excuse me, I'm sorry, audio listeners, that I keep coughing in your ear like that. I promise I'm gonna keep it to a hold. If I keep coughing, I'm go get some water and bring it back so I don't keep doing this shit, so I can just drink water instead of coughing in your ears. I promise. I'm not doing it on purpose. I promise you guys. But yeah, Spencer, yeah, he was kind of leading the way in the tight end room right now because we had two excuse me, I shouldn't say rookie, freshman tight ends last year. They were doing their thing, but Spencer Webb was the guy who actually, it was his turn. He been playing with the Ducks since Justin Herbert. So this was his senior season, his season to actually show what he had, to, show the NFL scouts that he was ready for the big time. And our team and our prospects were looking real good this year. Last year, we had a little down year with the whole COVID short season type shit. And yeah, it was pretty bad. But no, actually, I think it was the second year after that. And we had not the season we wanted to have, but it seems so far away since college football, but shit. We had it was a terrible season for me, man. We beat Ohio State in the beginning of the season, and then Anthony Brown just kind of like sucked it up for the rest of the season, and we lost a bunch of big games that we shouldn't have lost. We wasted that victory over Ohio State, and I think they ended up making the college football playoff anyways after we beat them, showing that should have been our spot. But anyways, this year, Bo Nix transferred in, which is really ironic because if you're a Ducks fan, you know what he did to us the year we had Justin Herbert and we was on a tear. We ended up losing to Auburn on a last-second play. They scored a touchdown. I don't want to talk about it. It was another year we could have made the college football playoffs, but Oregon is due, and they were going to come this year to show everybody what we got. Our recruiting took off when Mario Cristobal came out and changed that for us, but he did leave us and go to Miami like a sucker. But he got some people to Oregon that love the culture so much that they actually stayed there. And then we got Dan Lanning. I was talking about that a lot as it was happening. Defensive coordinator for the Georgia Bulldogs, who actually won the national championship and was a great recruiter himself, came over to Oregon as the head coach, locked in, put together a team that did a bunch of recruiting to put us in place that we are now. We got Bo Nix, a bunch of 5-star recruit receivers, running backs are in a good place. Defense is in a good place. Linebackers, Noah Swell and fucking Justin Flo are ready to play. Our DBs, we're becoming DBU again like we once were back in the day. And excuse me. Yeah, it's just unfortunate to see him taken from us, from his family, from this earth, this world so soon, so early, man. He's such a great person in the Oregon community. Everybody was shouting him out, even Mario Cristobal, even though he's a rival of us right now, even shouted out Oregon. And he knew that we were going to be grieving I mean, the team is going to be grieving as a family, and it's going to be a hard time for the Ducks right now. But they use that, time of mourning as a time to, like, just recognize that though sports is sports and there's sports rivalries, the family is family. And he was kind of had close, ties with the team. And though he was in Miami now, and again, our rivals, he's still, Spencer was a big part of his life, a big part of the team. And man, he'll be missed, man. It's super sad. He had all the potential in the world, and it's super sad to hear. And R.I.P. him, bless his family, bless him. And I know heaven just gained another soldier up there, man. It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast.